Junk is no good. Baby junk is no good, baby junk.
Hello, my name's Martin Green. I'm the Chief Creative Officer of Unboxed Creativity in the UK, and welcome to Dreamachine. Dreamachine is an artwork you experience with your eyes shut and frees your brain into a theatre of the mind through sound and light and architecture. It's been made by a collection of scientists, technologists, engineers, artists and mathematicians, and will take you on a musical dream.
Neuroscientist who's been for many years interested in the brain and how the brain generates our conscious experiences of the world and of the self. And the basic phenomenon behind the Dreamachine, which is this phenomenon in which flickering lights on closed eyes gives rise to these rich, vivid, colourful experiences in the minds of everyone who goes through it. This has a long history in neuroscience. In the 1950s, the British neuroscientist Gray Walter first described this phenomenon in his book called The Living Brain. And then in my lab, we've been working on this for about 10 years now. What happens in the brain when you expose closed eyes to flickering light? And we see that, yeah, the light, it imposes its own rhythm on the activity of the brain. We had the opportunity to build this Dreamachine. And as an art experience, it also has a history. There was an artist called Brion Gysin, not very well-known artist, who in the late 1950s, he built the first Dreamachine. And the story goes that he'd been taking a bus to Marseille in the south of France, and he was falling asleep, so his eyes were closed, and the sunlight was flickering through some trees as the bus was going past a stand of trees. And he also experienced this explosion of colour in his mind, and decided that this was something he wanted to understand and also share. So he built, in 1959, the first Dreamachine, and it was very simple. It was just a bright light hanging from the ceiling, and then there was a rotating cardboard tube with slits in it that would rotate at quite a fast speed. And you'd have a flickering light, and you'd sit in front of it, and you'd have interesting experiences. And now, 60 years later, with a collaboration between neuroscientists, musicians, architects, technologists, designers, we've reinvented Brion Gysin's Dreamachine for the 21st century as an immersive and collective experience.
You bring your kind of emotional state in with you, and the experience is very much reflected by that. So if you're tired or if you're hungry, you'll have a very different experience if you're kind of really kind of excited and kind of energized. And I think that's the thing that's very interesting about it, is it's always going to be unique to you, and also each time you do it is unique, but every person will have a different experience.
Every single person has a different experience and reaction to the Dreamachine. It's really one that you'll never experienced before, which makes it entirely unique and special. I mean, some people do have some quite deep emotional experiences through it, and there are people who are looking at using similar technology as a kind of form of therapy and as a form of helping people with kind of mental illness and things. So I think that is part of the interest of the project, of how, I guess, the speculation is making people more aware of their consciousness, is a way of also making people more aware of the world and how they interact with the world around them.
And when they come out of the Dreamachine, we have a space where they're able to reflect on what they experienced, guided reflections that take them through different aspects of what happened. And then One of the things I'm very interested in as a scientist is what's the nature of different people's experiences? How widely different are they? What are the similarities? And people come out also, I think, fascinated by the power of their own minds. It's as if the beauty of this experience really does come from within. It's almost the opposite of looking at a piece of art on the wall. You have your eyes closed. As Gysin said, it's an artwork designed to be experienced with your closed eyes, a visual piece of work that you experience by not looking at it. I think that's quite powerful and very moving for most people who go through it. All we can say is that most people who go through it do have a very positive experience, and a lasting positive experience. It makes them more aware of the power of their own minds, more aware of the wonder of this everyday miracle of consciousness, and more aware that everybody will see the same world slightly differently. And I think there's no surprise to me that this carries over in very positive ways through people's lives.